Good morning and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. I am the Badass Buddha and I am welcoming you this morning. I am your authenticity teacher, speaker, coach, chiropractic physician, weight loss, fat eviction specialist,
Oh my God, light a firecracker already. Jesus.
And this is my beautiful co-host with that, what do you call that on top of your head? What is that called? It's beautiful. It's actually really colorful.
It is. It's very shiny. I want to be shiny and only see beauty today. So buenos dias.
Good. Who are you?
Buenos dias.
Nice to meet you.
Margarita. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Viva Cafe con Leche. We have some exciting guests on today sharing some great news. So let's be about it today and let's just see the beauty.
Yes. So good morning. It's Thursday. Yes, we do have. So we are going to be talking about money mindset. We have decided that we need to up our game in the money piece of our lives. And so our guest today, which will be coming on about 8:20, is Joanna Walker, and we'll put her info up to just get us excited about making money and understanding money. And we actually I've met a bunch of women over the last couple of months that are really big money people, and they're going to be popping up on the show. And this is something that we haven't really, in the whole year that we've been on, we have not really focused a lot on this. And I think it's about time because we've leveled up in so many ways. So this is really important. So as Gladiator Guru fixes herself, I really do.
No.
Turn to your one side, because the one side's real. No, the other way. The other side. Look at how pretty that is. That's just spectacular. Oh my God.
But no, I was listening to what you were saying and how perfect that you said that, and how perfect is it that, we waited until now to speak about money. And people are like, oh, why you wait so long? But you know what? Because we were more concerned with feeding the spirit with self-love. We were feeding the spirits of those who joined us and how to cultivate self-esteem and self-love. Because without that, what do we do? What do we become? Shopaholics, gamblers. Money would have no significance in our lives for planning for the future or making sure that at this moment we have the means to not be malnourished in any state, mind, body, and soul. So I think everything happens when it's supposed to. Maktab. Buenos dias.
Yes, maktab for sure. Absolutely. So we're before we do that though, we're gonna have a special guest come on today to talk about what is it that it's an event this weekend, correct? That Carmen wants.
It is a walk that they've been holding in Bridgeport for many, many years, and I'm very proud to be a part of it this year. And it's the walk to end homelessness. And we're going to have two Carmens talking about it right now. So I think it'll be wonderful.
Let's get our intention and our mantra set into place first. How's that sound? Does that work for you?
Let's do it.
All right. I think you are in charge of the intention this morning.
My intention for today, for everyone listening, is to be happy, to look at everything with glitter. See, with glitter and sparkles. Today, that should be the first thing on your agenda when you go out. If you're already out there, change the lenses on and see everything with beauty, no matter how dark or faded or burnt out and ugly it may be. Make it beautiful in your peripherals and in your frontline vision. Just think beauty today, and that should fill you with happiness. That's what I'm doing.
Beauty and sparkles. So when you breathe in the beauty and you breathe out the bullshit, you can breathe out sparkles to fly onto the bullshit too.
Glitter it. See, my thing, I put on sparkles and it has glitter.
So that would make bullshit look a lot prettier if there was glitter on it. I think so.
So just think of the beauty and make today so beautiful with smiles and kind gestures, and wave at strangers, and just be that person today to add beauty in the world.
Be the change that you want to see in the world, right?
Just add beauty, smile,
beauty and sparkles. All right, fabulous. Okay, and today's mantra, people, is very simple. Today's mantra is this: I love money. That is the mantra. It is so taboo quote taboo to say that, make a statement like that, but we have to not be afraid to make a statement like that. There is nothing wrong because money, what is it? Says money is the root of all evil. Bull. Lack is the root of all evil. Lack
No,
of
the root of all evil is the love for money, because it makes you do things.
Believe me, the lack
makes
of
you do a little.
This is also a root. There's two. It has multiple roots. Because when people have not enough, they want to take things, you know. So, but either way, the love, either the love of money or the lack of it. All right.
See, I would say the respect of money, because if you respect it, you spend it and apply it wisely. I don't know.
Yeah, no, so it's not the root of all evil. Respect, absolutely, you have to have respect for money.
The love of money, they say, is the root of all evil. So it's not money, it's the love you have for money, because what you're willing to do for it.
You just trashed my mantra.
No, I'm sorry. Well, let's go on. We have guests coming on.
So the love of money is the root of all evil. So I'm telling you to love money.
No. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. Bring Carmen on.
Okay, so that sounds good. We'll bring Carmen on. We just want you to have a better relationship with money today. That's the whole conversation today. So be it as you define it, but we want you to feel good about it. So, all right, here we go. Something's popping up on my screen. I have no idea what just popped up and why it's there. That's interesting. Okay, so here we go. We're going to bring Carmen Colon on. So here we go, Carmen. And where is she? Carmen, are you there?
I am.
Carmen. We can't see
you though. You have like a black thing across your screen.
My camera is on.
It looks like something's covering it though. Because I see the sides, like we see the side of you. Or not the side of you, but we see the side of something.
And show that beautiful face, Carmen Colon.
I don't know why this is happening.
While you're trying to figure that out, go ahead and start talking about because we're short on, we have to get done by a certain time. So go ahead and share what you want to share with today about the walk and getting everybody excited.
Absolutely. Good morning. And I don't know what's going on with my camera, but I will begin to speak. You guys were amazing talking about beauty and change. And when I think about money and the work that we do here at Alpha Community Services, I've been here for 27 wonderful years, right? And actually just helping those individuals that don't have the means to have a place that they can call home. So we work really hard to make sure that we give those individuals homes, that those individuals and those families and those children can have a place that they can call home, and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. And we bring beauty to these individuals when there's nothing, and they think that, wow, I have hit rock bottom. And being a Bridgeporter, being a product of the Bridgeport Public School System, which I'm so proud of, I've never left Bridgeport, because I got to make sure that I'm taking care of those individuals that need us and just need us, so much. So we're making sure that we're taking care of these things, here with the folks here in Bridgeport. I'm still fussing with this camera. I know that you do see something.
But right, we hear your beautiful voice though.
So this coming Saturday, and I know the other Carmen is probably on. I thought that we were both going to be on camera.
She keeps telling me there's a problem. I sent her the link via text twice. I hope the second one is working for her. Carmen, try, if you're listening, try logging in with your phone and not your computer. Okay, Colon, sigue. Explain.
Right. So we do have our 20th year in our walk to end homelessness. And unfortunately, you know what? I do have to say that living in Fairfield County, although we have these amazing goals, right? And we're ending homelessness. So I can't say we haven't ended homelessness. And I don't think that we can end homelessness, right? Because there's going to be individuals that are not, their lives are going to hit rock bottom and that kind of stuff. But we're here to lift them up. We are here to lift them up and continue to lift them up. And I do have to say that during the pandemic, we were working harder than ever, that we actually opened up a site for COVID positive individuals coming out of the hospital, coming out of Bridgeport Hospital and St. Vincent's Hospital, to be able to give those individuals that needed hospitalization beds at Bridgeport Hospital. So when our YMCAs were closed, we opened them up for individuals that were coming out of the hospitals. They weren't homeless individuals. They were individuals that might not have been able to go back home. And why couldn't they go back home? Because maybe their apartments were too small. They could not isolate. They could not quarantine. So we gave them those spaces. But I do say that on a day-to-day basis, when people say to me, what makes you smile, Carmen, when you're dealing with so many difficult cases? Well, what makes me smile is the fact that I know that I was able to house one family or one individual, that I know that when COVID and the pandemic hit, we shut everything down. And we ended up out of over 800 individuals and families that we serve in our own properties, only about 7 cases of COVID positive people. Why? We shut everything down and we make sure that everybody was safe. We brought food to their doors. We brought everything that our folks needed, and they felt like somebody really cared about them. I got phone calls from all over of folks around our city talking about, Carmen, my relative is in the hospital. We can't get a hold of anybody. We can't get a hold of my relative. I had a great relationship with, I call him our angel, our hero, Dr. Hawk at Bridgeport Hospital. I immediately would call Dr. Hawk, and he said, Carmen, don't worry. I'm going to get you the information about this person. I can't give it to you, but I can give it to that family member. How beautiful is that? That then there was a connection for these individuals that thought that they would never see their family members again, that they could speak to them. And that connection with Dr. Hawk became available and there for us because we opened up the door to Bridgeport Hospital. They opened up the door for us and for our constituents in the city. And then there were folks out there, and all the time we say, hey, we got to go in search of the homeless. The homeless felt that they needed to find us. They found a safe haven. We opened up another center here in Bridgeport, South End Community Center, and we had cots. And we moved everyone to a hotel in Shelton. All those individuals, over 90 plus people, are housed today permanently in their own apartments. We were able to get all these resources in place. So during the walk on Saturday, it's going to be at Captain's Cove.
What time? What time is it? Are you meeting there?
Yeah, so actually our volunteers and folks get there at 7:30 to set up. Our registration begins at 8:30 and the walk kicks off at 9:30. We have dignitaries coming in. We do have on a yearly basis, DJ Bam Bam has been helping us since he was a little toddler. And he will be there as well. And we have many festivities. It is, we have dignitaries coming in. I just heard from Senator Blumenthal, our very own Congressman Jim Hines, who always supports our walk, will be there. But again, this is about making sure that we continue to provide the services and homes for individuals that otherwise would not have these homes. So we want to make sure that is all in place for our folks. And really, homelessness can happen to any of us. Any of us can be a paycheck away. And not only are we taking care of the homeless population that's out on the streets, but we do homeless prevention. If a person is a month behind their rent or utility arrears, that kind of stuff, they can contact us. We'll help them. We help them with anything like that. So any questions that you might have while I'm fussing with this camera, so
so Carmen, I'm hitting the wrong things here. So Carmen, if we have a lot of people that do not live in the area, how can they? Because we have to. We're actually out of time. But how can they? Can they donate to you? Like, can they send money to walk?
Yes, absolutely. So we do have a link, and it's www.walk2021.com.
www.walk2021.com.
That is correct. Okay. Or folks can call me at 203-366-2809, extension 2506. They can also go online onto the Alpha Community Services website, see everything about us, and they can register. They're online and donate. Folks can sponsor another individual. Our goal this year is to raise $60,000 for the walk. And I do have to say that we're getting close. We're just shy about $17,000 and change. So this is doable. This is
doable. Totally.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
So I'm really excited.
Carmen, as a Bridgeport born and raised, I'm honored. Thank you so much for the continuous work. I no longer live in Connecticut, but it's home. It's no matter where I'm at. I'm from the port, you know? So this is great. I'm glad that I'm actually here to be able to participate in the actual walk on Saturday. So that's going to be amazing. And, you know, you, Carmen Nieves, which I think she's been having a hard time getting on. You know, we would like to have you on a show next time. You know, this was an impromptu, so that's why it's limited with our guests waiting. But I just want to say, enhorabuena y pa'lante, mija, because the more people we help, that's the beauty that we place out in the world, is by giving people a hand up and not a handout.
Absolutely. And pa'lante is actually, you know, that's exactly what we do. You know, cuando las cosas se ponen malas, aquí estamos para ayudar. Y eso es lo que hacemos. When things get rough, we're here to help, and we're going to continue along. And I do have to say that I know a lot of people ask me, my own doctor asked me, were you positive at all? No, I wasn't, you know, and that's, you know, I owe it all to my Jesus Christ.
Amen.
You know, he's amazing, you know, has helped us, but we continue. Anybody that needs us, whether it's homeless services or anything else, I'm here. If I don't have the answer, trust me, I will get the answer. That's
Wonderful.
What I do.
All right.
Well, I'm going to have your number ready. So if anybody contacts me after the show, we have your information written down.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I would love to go on to the show. I will test the cameras next time to make sure this is working. It's killing me. You guys look amazing. And I love the glitter. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen. All right. We'll see you on Saturday.
I'll see you Saturday.
Right. I just blew a kiss, but you guys can't see me.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right.
That's awesome.
So let's get Joanna on. And you know, this is, I think it's actually a good kind of interesting mix, because we're talking about homeless and now we're talking about finances and money. And, you know, for us to be able to donate to this organization, guess what we have to have? We have to have money to be able to do that. So for people that have had fears or saying, oh, I don't want to have too much money, but think about the good that you can do. This is the mindset that has to shift, is what you can do with, if you do well in your business, if you do well in your investments, if you create money in your life, you can help these type of organizations and support the two Carmens and the work that they do. So this is going to be a great conversation.
It really is. People want to be wealthy just to become philanthropists. And I think that right there shows so much love. Like, you know, Keanu Reeves is one of them. But yes, I think it was amazing. Thank you, everybody, for watching, for that little impromptu, even though we didn't get to see Carmen's beautiful face. And Carmen Nieves always working behind the scene. Thank you, Carmen Nieves. And hello to everybody who's been on. I'm sorry we couldn't say hello, Luis Sanchez, Kimberly.
Yep.
They're having Café Bustelo Brazilian blend. OMG, the taste is amazing. Oh, okay. I think I tasted that one. Pookie, hola, congratulations on your new marriage. May you have peace and love, understanding, and communication. Yes. Remember, communication is the key in everything. Michelle Houston, Tiffany Bryan, Desiree, hola, Connie, and Janet, my beautiful sisters. Stephanie Nieves, hola. Sabina Cardosa.
Nice. Good morning.
Good
Sabina.
Morning, Anita.
Catherine, good morning. Chenille Real Deal, Carmen Nieves, Betsy Hernandez. We got a lot of names that I haven't seen in a while or haven't seen.
A lot of Latinos. Brenda Lugo. Good morning.
Linda McBee's on. And Luis asked if the organization is a 501c. I'm pretty positive it is. Pretty sure.
Because she works, you know, and it's awful. Carmen Nieves, if you're listening, I'm so sorry you couldn't get on. which I don't understand because it was sent through email and text. So I'm sorry. Next time we'll work on that. And now we're going to talk about money.
No,
Bring it on, Joanna.
Our guest today is Joanna Walker. She's a financial professional with Wealth Wave. I do love that. Wealth Wave, the How Money Works company. She is dedicated to helping today's generations pursue the lives and futures they want for themselves and their families. She has lived in the Phoenix area for nearly 20 years, so she got her ass up early for this. God bless her. Has been in the education field for 15 years. Has been part of the financial services community for over 6. Joanna is very active in networking and other business owners, with other business owners, entrepreneurs, and professionals. She's married, and she and her husband have 2 children, 14 and 10. And one of her favorite pastimes is attending the kids' sporting events. So money allows us the freedom to do all these lovely, beautiful things. So welcome, Joanna, and thank you for getting up so early.
And being patient.
That's great. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, the alarm was going off, and my husband's like, "Don't you need to get up?" And I'm like,
"You're like 5 more minutes." I know that one.
So Joanna, you know what? We're gonna let you just take it. Like just like talk about, what do you find is the biggest challenges, like when you're working with, especially with females? Most of our demographic is females. We do have men on here, obviously we see them here, but what do you think the biggest challenges with, if we're talking about money mindset, what is it that you're talking about, and what do you have to overcome, and why is that so important?
Yeah,
just go do your thing.
Okay. So I think that one of the biggest challenges is that people have this, we're all products of how we grew up, right? We're all products of the environments we grew up in, the people that we grew up with, and that really applies to anything, not just money, but it seems like it is really prevalent when we talk about money. And so sometimes people will have this whole, this scarcity mindset, like, I can't afford it. I mean, a lot of people that will say, "Oh, can I have this?" No, we can't afford it. Well, there are different ways to get out of the grocery store without buying a bunch of crap that you didn't need. But the words that you use are really important. I'm choosing not to buy that. I'm choosing to buy something else. That's that's just a tiny little piece. But instead of hearing we can't afford that, it's very different. So I think a lot of the challenge comes because people have this heavy thing about money that's been with them their whole life. And then they get to a point, part of the whole thing is we don't know what the heck we're doing. Most of us haven't had any kind of formal education about money, and we're sent out into the world and we're expected to be able to know what to do with it. We're expected to know how to make it. We're expected to know what to do with it. We're expected to know how to grow it. We're expected to know how to handle ourselves with it. And because we don't have the education, or we haven't had that experience, maybe, nobody's ever taken the time to explain it to us. We're just really kind of just doing the best we can with it, which may work out and may not be so great, or may not end up so well. And the thing when it comes to talking with somebody about your money, you mentioned it can be kind of we don't talk about money. It's not polite to talk about money. And it's part of that whole heaviness of money that we, sometimes grow up with and grow into. But the challenge really comes when, when you're looking at anything, why not talk to an expert, right? Talk to somebody who knows, who has spent the time, has put in the effort, put in the time to be able to learn more about it. But the thing that holds a lot of people back is they think, "Oh, well, I've made some bad money decisions. I haven't always been great with my money. I should have done this. I should have done that. I should have started sooner. I should have made better decisions. I shouldn't have," whatever it is. But the thing is that when we're doing these things, we're doing the best we can with the information we have at that point. So rather than beating ourselves up, just take the time and say, "You know what? Okay, here's where we are." And I tell people all the time, we can sit here and talk about all the stuff that happened, but that's not really going to fix anything. let's talk about where you are now and moving forward and what that looks like, because that's really where you can take action and make things happen. And when you start taking action and you have that, that right intention, the right feeling about money, you become more open to it. And so I think when we're talking about the challenge, part of it is just all the talk and all the language and all the words and all the experience that we've had with money to this point, and being able to say, you know what, it's kind of like forgiving yourself, give yourself some grace. Like,
Oh, I like that.
You just got to take a look at where you are right now and what you can do moving forward, because otherwise, you just sit around and continue to beat yourself up about it. And that's really not very helpful. So, that I think that's probably the biggest challenge that people come across, is it's kind of humbling sometimes, and saying, you know what, I don't know everything about this, and that's okay, but I'm going to connect with somebody. I'm going to connect with resources. I'm going to connect with whatever it is that's going to be able to help me learn more about it, to help me make better decisions, become more empowered with it, really just, feel more comfortable and familiar with different terminology and things like that. And knowing when it's time to ask a question, when is it time to reach out? I was talking with somebody yesterday, and I said, the thing is, it's not that, once we talk, that then I expect you to be able to know everything and take it from here. It's really being able to have more familiarity with the conversation, feel more comfortable in the conversations, and realize when it's time to say, you know what, I'm not really sure about this. Let me ask. Let me reach out. Let me see what I can find out before I make this next decision. So I think that's really a lot of it. But what do you guys think? Does that seem like that kind of holds true for you, or?
Well, it is. You have to reverse what you've learned and then relearn what you're offering. And I can speak for myself on this, that my parents were really good with their money, but they were definitely old school. It's like, that was back in the day where you put money into a savings account and you actually made a lot of money in interest. And my parents would just sort of do the typical thing. They had pensions or whatever, and they just saved. They were savers, which was good, but they would always say that to us. They would say the terms that you were saying, oh, we can't afford that. Or this, I would see my mother going over the finances, and I'd be, what do you do? And she's like, this is none of your business. And so I went through my life thinking that the finances were none of my business. And so when I got into, the good thing is that I got a very good job when I was in high school, and I was working at a bank. So I got a checking account, and I figured all that piece out, but I was literally running it myself. My mother and father didn't guide me on how to open the checking account, what to do, how to balance your checkbook, do this. So, but I just did it because I knew they did it. They had a checking account. I'll get a checking account, So that part I figured out, but I was never very good, and there's a mindset, in the past, I wasn't very good at, I was good at getting it, but then it wouldn't stay, but then I got into a whole different mindset. Or should I say I got exposed to a different mindset, where then I started dating somebody who came from a very poor family, and he never had a checking account. This was an adult man, almost 30 years old, never had his family never had checking accounts, that whenever they paid a bill, they would get a money order. And to me, I was like, what the hell's a money order? I didn't even know what that was. And so then I was introduced to a whole different way of thinking, of distrust of the banks, distrust of this, hoarding what you have and only giving out, whatever. And so I'm grateful for those experiences, because it's made me really piece together. But I'm 51, and I still am reprogramming my mindset on money. How about you, Gladiator Guru? What's your money story?
Well, Carmen just wrote that money conversations are hard. You have it, you don't, or you owe. and it was like shame.
And it's
What's
always
my
shame. Yes.
It's always shame. And you
Yes.
know what? I've never had a hate relationship with money. I am a product of, I'm a welfare baby. My parents were very low income, raised in one of the housing projects here in Bridgeport. So learning the savings and all of this stuff wasn't part of our upbringing until you start working and until you have kids and you buy what's necessary and then you don't. I've always was guilty of buying myself things, so I made sure that the children had, so that they weren't being raised like I was with one pair of shoes during my 3 years of high school. So then you overcompensate in that part, right? And then you don't say no and you take them on vacation. Money, I've never worried about money though. I know what it is not to have, and I know what it is to have, and I know what it is to put some under the rug for those moments. I was talking to somebody when my husband was alive, and I had to stop working to take care of him. We lived on $1,220 a month, which was his Social Security. And I didn't get anything as his caregiver or his wife. So we lived on that and whatever side hustle I had. But nothing was ever paid late. And it's like it's not like we didn't have food. So I guess it's prioritizing. I'm not afraid of money. I've gone on vacation on the other side of the world with a limited amount of money, enough to buy my Starbucks in the morning and my lunch and dinner while I was there, because I don't buy stuff when I'm on vacation. I don't bring souvenirs for people to throw in their top junk drawer. I just go and have a good time. So I'm not afraid of having nor not having.
That's a good attitude, though. That's a good energy.
Because I've been on both sides. I know what it is to be completely broke, right? And my blessing is that I don't have a problem saying, hey, you cook dinner today, I'm hungry. I don't have that problem. So there's no shame to not having. Nobody needs to know I don't have. I don't need to be going all up in depression and sucking my thumb in the corner in the dark room. No. You know what I mean? I don't give it that much control over me. Money's important. Of course, money's important, and you need it for survival, right? But it's good when I have it, and when I can't touch it because I need to save that 6 months of advance of mortgage, then I'm okay with that. Then I don't have it because that money is not for me to spend, because it's for my 6 months of future mortgage. So I don't have to worry about that. And I can paint with freedom, and I can write, and I can just breathe my gypsy, free-loving, spiritual self without saying, oh my God, I can't go out because this gas has to last me to Friday. Fuck that. That's not how I live. If I have to go out and my gas runs out, guess what? I'm going to figure it out, but I'm not going to cheat myself and not going from point A to B because that gas has to survive until Friday. And that's how I live. That's how I've lived. So money is not a threat to me.
But let me one up you on this. So you've done well with this, Gladiator Guru. You have created a lot of balance, and you're a survivor. There's no question. So now, though, the mindset, because I'm in the same way as you. Like I know that no matter what, the money will come. But I'm at a point now in my life where I really want to be. I don't want to be just even flowing. You know, I want to be able to know that there's a crap load of it sitting somewhere that I can access at any time if I need it. Right?
I thought you asked me what was my relationship with money, and I'm telling you where it came from.
Well, it is. Yeah. No, that's good.
We are. I agree with you. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
Oh no, it's okay. No, that's perfect. So you've got a really strong relationship with money. I don't even have that strong because I
don't love it. I don't love it. I respect it. And that's the difference with me. I don't love money. My father taught us at a young age, never love anything that cannot love you back. And money, that little green piece of paper, that coin, that number in your bank account, takes so much control over people. It is sickening. But go ahead.
So, continue. Okay. So go ahead, Joanna. So how do we one up? How do we go from where we are to really busting that ceiling, like busting through that limiting?
Yeah. So that's really where a lot of people are, right? Because, it's the whole, I'm paycheck to paycheck. I'm trying to figure it out. I get, like you were saying earlier, it's like you get some and then it's gone, and then you have some and then it's gone, and, stuff comes up. And I think that part of it is really having more set aside, because like you're talking about, gladiator guru, you're saying, you know, I know that I have some there, something happens, I'm okay, right? The more that you have sitting aside, the more comfortable that you can feel in the different things that you do in your life. And the farther you feel from that worry, the farther, you know, it's kind of like the bigger that pile gets, the less stress you have around it. And you can start thinking about other things. Because I know there have been times in my life when it's been bad money stuff. But the thing is that there's a very different feeling when you're in that piece of it, because everything is focused on that. That's all there is. It's from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. How am I going to take care of this? How am I going to pay for this? What am I going to do about this? I don't want to answer the phone. I want to deal with people. I've
been there.
Nothing else happens. There's no, you know, there's really no other conversation happening in your life and your relationships. It's just about the issues around the money. When you get to a place where you can have more set aside, it just kind of shifts, right? All of a sudden you can talk about the other things going on in your relationship. You can talk about the other things going on in your life, because it doesn't have to be that every time you come together that you got to talk about how are we going to deal with this money crap, you know? It's so when you talk about how do you get past that, how do you get through that? So I think part of it is really being able to take a clear picture, a clear look at where you are. Because if we're trying to trick ourselves, if we're trying to fool ourselves into, oh, everything's just fabulous, but we know that it's not.
But we broke as fuck. Yeah.
You're just like, you can't be settled in yourself if you have two totally conflicting ideas going on. And so if you're, you know, first part is you got to figure out where you are, because if you're not being really honest about that,
right, know your truth with your finances. Correct.
Exactly. You got to start there. And then I think the next part of it is taking a look at some of the pieces that are kind of foundational. You know, do you have some money set aside? Do you have a handle on where your money is? Do you understand what your money is doing? Do you have a good idea of where you're headed? Because once you take a clear look and an honest look at where you are, if you have no idea where you want to be, how do you figure out how to get there? You know, and it's such a cliche, but really, you know, people will say, oh, well, if you end up wherever you end up, like you don't have a clear path, you'll get there, right? So
you can, but it'll take you a really long time. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, remember when they decided to add to the credit card bills? Remember years ago, you would just, it just gave you the bill and they'd say, this is the minimum and this is how much this is what your balance is. And people would be like, I'll pay the minimum. And then it was required by law for them to put, if you pay the minimum, this is how long it's going to take you. And then all of a sudden you're looking at that piece and you're going, holy crap, like it's going to take me 10 years to pay this off. And this is how much extra money they're going to get out of this. Fuck that. And all of a sudden you found a way to like pay more than the minimum, you know?
Yeah.
And, but that's what it is. Exactly what it's showing you. This is where you are right now. This is where you're going. If you choose this path.
Yeah.
So you do have to, if you say, I don't want to be in this house anymore. I don't want to live here anymore. I want to travel in the next 5 years. You can't do it doing what you're doing at this current moment unless you have a plan for it. And I think that's actually what Carmen Nieves actually put up before was you have to have a plan.
Yeah.
So you have to know who you are right now, where you are, be honest. Say, yes, I suck at balancing my checkbook. I suck at, keeping money in. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to beat yourself up about it, but that's who it is. That's what you are right now. And then you could know what to fix and then say, okay, what do I need to do? Some of it is so, and then Carmen also said, it's you're ashamed whether you're rich or poor. Like if you're poor, you're ashamed. You don't want people to know. But if some people are really wealthy, then you're around other people and they're like, oh, that person thinks they're all that, they're all wealthy. And like, so all of a sudden you get this shame shit show. That's what it becomes, right? And we don't want to even go to the financial advisor such as yourself to say, Joanna, listen, I effed up. I'm X amount of years old. I've got minimal to no retirement. I don't own anything. I've got barely any money in the bank. I don't even know how to start all this process.
Yeah.
And we're like shameful or feel humiliated to go in to even start that conversation. And you will find some financial advisors who are assholes. And they'll be like, you know, that's why it's important, especially ladies out there, go for the women financial advisors because they're nurturers. They really are. And you will feel it. Like Joanna's one of them, you know, and there anyone that you come and you feel comfortable with and say, can I be really honest with you? And they say, I don't want you to do anything but be honest.
Yeah.
And say, okay, this is my situation. How the hell am I going to get from here? And this is what I want in 10 years. And they're going to tell you. They're not going to go, oh, well, you should have done this 5, 10, 20 years ago. Should have. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's also, you know, when you're talking about taking that honest look at yourself, it is, like you said, don't beat yourself up about it. You know, it's okay. It really is okay. Because I think the most important piece is that you're looking at it and you're thinking about it. Because if you know, I've been in that place where you don't want to think about it. You think about it so much, you can't stand thinking about it. And you don't want that to be the first thing that you're thinking of all the time. But if you are able to, you know, it's okay. I think a lot of the thing is because we don't have the conversations about money, people think they're the only one that has ever screwed anything up with money. They think they're the only one who's ever had challenges or wasn't able to pay some bill or had to make a decision, a hard decision between two things and prioritizing. And they think they're the only one that doesn't understand it. And the thing is, most people don't have a clue. And, you know, so the goal really is to help more people understand it, but also realize that it's okay. You're not alone. It's not just you. I think there's so much relief in realizing that you're not the only one, you know, whatever it is, whether it's money or other choices in life, you're not the only one. You're not the only person that this has ever happened to. And it's okay to connect with community, to talk about it, because if you don't talk about it and you just keep feeling like crap about it, it just keeps you just keep in that same cycle, like you're talking about, where how do you get past it? So being able to take a look at where things are and then be able to say, it's okay. I know, you know, maybe this is an area where I need some help. You know, people will tell me, oh, yeah, I'll talk to you when I have money. I'm like, well, if you don't have money, this is exactly why I said you don't go to the doctor. You don't say, okay, I'm going to get healthy and then I'm going to go see my doctor to find out what was wrong. No, you don't. You don't get well and then go to the doctor. You go to the doctor because you want somebody who knows what they're talking about to help you through that process. And then if you have questions, you can keep asking them, right? But that's it. It's just being able to be in that place where you're like, okay, here's where I am. That's okay. I've done the best I can to this point, and here's where I want to go. And I might need a guide or a coach along that way, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with needing to talk to somebody about what you want to do. I think sometimes I don't know if it's just we as women or we as humans think we should already know this. I should be able to know how to do all this stuff. I shouldn't have to ask for help because I can take care of things. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my family. I can take care of all my money. I can take care of my work. I can take care of all the things. And I don't need anybody's help, or at least I shouldn't need anybody's help, right? But I think whether it's money or anything, if we realize like, oh my gosh, it's okay. Like it's a good thing to talk about it because we feel more sense of community around it. We feel more comfortable with it. It doesn't, because the whole we don't talk about money, it just adds to the guilt and the shame wherever you are with it. You know, like I think it was Carmen had said, yeah, if you have it, you feel like crap. If you don't have it, you feel like crap. If you are trying to have more of it, you feel like crap. So when you have something in your life that every time you think about it, you feel like crap, like how is more of that going to come to you? Because you're like, your energy says, no, that feels like crap. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to think about it. And it's like a money repellent.
Yeah,
So,
you're right.
yeah.
You're absolutely right. And then the question we need to say to ourselves is if this is with anything, it doesn't have to be just money. Whenever you find yourself really resisting something, you have to take a step back and say, why am I resisting this so much? Where is this coming from? Where is this emotion coming from? And it could be just that you're resisting because it's a crappy thing. You know, whatever the situation is. And that's okay if that's what you come up with. But if it's because you're resistant because of fear, or, you know, like you don't want to talk about it, it is when you do not communicate properly, it's not a good thing no matter what. It doesn't matter whether it's money, but I think money's the last thing that people just love to talk about, like, oh, if I had this, and I would do this, and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, look at the percentage of people who've won the lottery and they lose all the money that they've won. It's a ridiculously high percentage. It's like 85% of the people who win the lottery, something like that, lose all their money within 5 years because they still are going with the mindset of where they were before. They have to literally become a different person with their attitude towards money. What do you think, Gladiator Guru? Oh, you're muted.
Because the dogs were singing. Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Coming from having a nice 401k alongside my husband to him getting sick and we having to cash it in, and now I'm going to be 53, starting from zero. Yes, I think that no shame. You shouldn't hold shame. What you wrote on the comments, Badass Buddha, about how people they do have expectations for your money. Whether if you have too much, what are you going to do? Exactly what you said, Badass Buddha, is so correct. Either you have money and they want some of it, or you don't have money and they're afraid that you're going to ask them for money. I want to grow old feeling secured. I'm not there yet because I'd be dropping it like it's hot, right? But enjoy it. But I don't want to worry. I don't want to be in a place anymore. I don't want to be in that place anymore as far as not having a retirement or anything that can support me in my later years when I can't take care of myself. So Joanna, I will be calling you because money has never been where I've been depressed about it. And that's what I was sharing earlier. If I have to do something today and the guy's supposed to last me to Friday and today's Tuesday, I'm going to do what I have to do because I'm going to feed my spirit as well. I'm not going to cheat myself, because if I cheat myself, then I'm going to get into a certain space and then the money's going to look negative to me, or getting money is going to be like an obsession. So either way, you know, I want to maintain even where I'm not driving myself bananas or driving myself into a depression over it. But I want to be secured going forward. And I think the conversations we've been having, even on our Viva Moms After Dark, we also had someone there that like sparked and ignited something that Lori brought her on the show. And I think, and here you are explaining it again.
And Joanna will be on tomorrow night for the Viva Moms After Dark.
And so I think that's just the universe, Lori, coming around saying, pay attention. Because this is because I don't worry about much, Joanna, but it's still like, you know, my mom passed away a little over 2 months ago. My uncle passed away a little over less than 2 weeks ago. And so, and then, you know, and I don't want to do that. I want to be where my two kids don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So so thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and of course. And I think when you talk about the worrying about money, it's okay to think about it. You know, it's okay to have it in your mind. But when you get to that point where you're worried, that's when you kind of start shrinking. You
Yes.
hold on. You
Yes.
hold on to what you have. I think, I'm not sure, somebody had mentioned, you're hoarding it, you're holding on to it, you're not doing anything with it. And just from, because I read a lot about money. So, here you hear about people who say, you know what? Money is just energy. It's just paper. It only has value because we decide it has value. And the thing is, if the money is going and the money is coming, then that's a totally different energy than I have this money and I'm not going to ever let go of it. I'm not going to use it for anything. Good morning. My son's coming to get his computer out of here. His phone, something. So, so you just, it's a very different energy. And because, everything has an energy to it. Got it? Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
You said
Good morning. So everything in our life has an energy. When we're talking about relationships with people, there's an energy to that. And, I imagine we probably have all had those days where we wake up and we're like, this is going to be a great day. And you go out and like everything happens. That's amazing. And if something is kind of like, you're like, but it's okay. It's a wonderful day. Look at this beautiful, talk about your glitter, right? See it all with the glitter and the beauty and all of that. And then, you've had those days where you go out and you're like, you wake up late, everything sucks, everything's terrible.
People are talking to you.
You just bring more crap on yourself, And so it's the same thing with money. It's the same thing. So if you think about how do I feel on those days when I'm like, this is going to be an awesome day. This is going to be great. I'm going to do everything that I want to do today. And if something goes different, it's okay. I'm going to roll with it and I'm going to keep moving. It's kind of the same thing with money. If you think about like, okay, this is going to be great, whether you're talking to somebody or you're just thinking about it, yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to learn more. I'm going to know more. I'm going to be able to do more and have a better understanding of where I am, where I'm going to be, how do I get there, all that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of it just has to do with when you're talking about the mindset of it, it's okay. Like, I love the attitude that you have, Gladiator Guru. That's hard to say first thing in the morning.
Gladiator. You know what, Joanna?
Yeah.
It starts your day with not only stretching your body, but it exercises your tongue.
I love it. So now, by the time I'm like actually awake, it'll be I'll be ready to go because I've done the workout now. But when you're talking about how it's just feeling like it's going to be okay, whatever it is, I'm gonna do the best I can, and I think all that mindset part of it really just it's so interesting how the mindset that we think about when we're thinking about money, that it has such a big impact on us. And a lot of times we don't even realize till we start thinking about it.
Yes, that's very
So
true.
we're in a funk. Like, let's say this is money, right? You wake up every morning and you got to get that money. I don't know if you watched that movie, but I love it. Anyway, so then you wake up in the morning and you have to travel this road to get here, right? Yeah. And exactly what you said and what was my belief. People think, and people who know me, close friends, they think that I don't care about anything because this is where I have to reach my money. And this is the path I have to travel once I get up in the morning to get here, right? So what I do is I leave this where the hell it fucking belongs. Up here, right? Mm-hmm. And then whatever happens here is what I deal with. If I only have focus on this, I won't probably be so stressed but I won't see the beauty in life either. Yeah. Because all my focus is on the target and not in the journey that's bringing me there. So if you know that it's here and in your mindset that I'm working, that's my goal. I'm working at it. Just like every day I have to get up and work at seeing the beauty, then I'm going to do this in between because our paths are going to lead to securing your future because it's already a mindset. And so it's really up to the individual. Are you going to be miserable because you got to get money and cheat yourself out of the beauty of everyday life because you're focused only on, I don't have money, I got to get money, then that's your issue. And don't criticize how I get to mine.
And this is the big thing is people always say money brings you happiness. And we know that that's not true. What's more accurate is money brings you opportunities.
Oh yeah.
That's what it brings you. Whether the opportunities are good or bad, but you can't, people, we know this to be true because people who are very wealthy are miserable motherfuckers sometimes, you know, and it's not about happiness. And when we go with that mindset, thinking, oh, if I have 50,000 in the bank and I've been in a bigger house and I have this much money, my life is going to be so much happier. And that's why people lose the money when they win the lotto, because they have that old mindset. You have to say, like, when I look at my bank accounts and when I look at my life and I say, would I love more money? Absolutely. Why? Because I want to do this, this, and this. I want to help this individual. I want to do this. And money will give me those opportunities. Money will allow me to meet more people. Money will allow, I mean, not that I can't meet more people. I'm saying it just makes more opportunities.
Oh yeah.
And what Absolutely. Those, and then we still have to take the opportunities and run with them. Like we still have to decide if those opportunities are presented to us, what are we going to do with that information? Because we could still turn around and go, well, no, I got my money now. I don't want to do it. It's like, well, you know what? You're not playing the game.
Yeah. Well, and people will sometimes say, well, money isn't everything. And it's not. But the thing is that I'm very hard pressed to find something in life that is not simpler or easier or smoother with money.
Yes.
You know, because it's like, okay, yeah, well, I can go and I can spend my day sitting at the beach and be happy, right? But okay, I got to be able to get to the beach. I got to be able to have the time that I don't have to be working to be able to be at the beach. You know, but it's all of those different things around it. You know, it like you said, it just gives you more opportunities. And then when you're in a place in life where you get to see an opportunity coming toward you and you choose if that's something that you want to do or not, that's a whole different place to be. And when you're thinking, okay, here comes something in my life. Do I want to engage with this? Do I not? Now you're choosing, because when you're making choices about your money, you're in a very different place, because so many people feel kind of like they're at the mercy of their money, whether they have it, they don't have it, whatever, you know, it's all out there, right? Everything is out there. It's this thing's fault or that thing's fault, or the boss didn't give me this or that, whatever it is. But the thing is, when you realize that it has to start from inside of you, and when you get yourself in a place where you can make those choices, you feel so much better and so much stronger and more empowered. And that's really the goal, is, you know, being able to, it's not that, oh my gosh, 80,000 opportunities are coming my way, I have to do them all. It's all these things are available and I get to pick. And I get to make a decision.
Yes.
So I think that makes a huge difference.
It does. Thank you for that. I mean, I think we all having been brought up poor in finance, seen some of my family members have more. I see that for some of them, it's brands. So true. And keeping up with the Joneses, it hasn't given happiness. It's a way of happiness. I feel I am much more enriched. Yes, a lot of people do that, but choice. And I think that when we focus on what we need, and I think it's all, when we focus on where we want to navigate our lives with money, by not having it to having it, and finding someone in your position that will assist us and where to allocate and where to save and where to do this and where to sit back, I think that makes us wealthy. Because obviously we don't have that knowledge. So when we seek people who do have that knowledge, and remember, to those still listening, when you seek a person and you're asking them, you're interviewing them as well. You're going to entrust them with your money. And I think if people forget that, they just trust in the person. Interview whomever. Like I interview doctors too. I'm not going to let you write me a prescription. So I think that doing that will make us peaceful and in a knowing. So I thank you for coming on, Lori. You just keep finding them and just bring them. And I think that's where we feel in charge of our lives, when we choose someone that's going to assist us in growing our money and securing our money for the future. So thank you so much for taking the time today.
Oh,
That's
man.
awesome. Now you make me want to be like, I need to do this.
And and so Joanna's going to be on the show tomorrow night. And the interesting thing is, so the way I met Joanna was because Sarah's going to be on next week's show, but she's going to be on Viva tomorrow night. Sarah's a travel agent, and the two of them actually decided to network together and create like a little mini discovery workshop. And it was a great pairing because it's very challenging to travel the way you want to travel without money. And then, but then, so it's like it sort of went hand in hand. So tomorrow's conversation will be about this as well, but it'll also be about shifting the perspective to say, okay, so if travel becomes something that I want to do in my life, then the money piece has to flow with it, and it's whether or not I'm a working vacation because I have to be bringing in money, or is it passive to where like I could just literally be off for 2 weeks and not have to worry about anything. So that's going to be the conversation tomorrow night as well. So that will be, remember everybody, Viva Moms After Dark. Let me have that on there. Viva Moms After Dark. It is, actually, that's not the right one. There it is. Nope, that's not it either. I'm putting up all kinds of the wrong stuff. Okay. So Viva Moms After There he is. This one. At 10 o'clock, it's not the usual time. It's usually the second Friday, but we had a conflict with scheduling with our producer. So we are going to be on tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. And so thank you, Joanna Walker, for coming on. On Tuesday's show, we're going to be talking about what does minority really mean. So this is going to be a really very uncomfortable conversation, I think, but it's got to be discussed because we need to get rid of that ugly word of putting people down into a certain, that's another mindset conversation, really. So we're going to be talking about what does minority mean. So, all right. So Gladiator Guru, do you want to say anything last before we go and sign off?
I think for anyone listening or on live or who will review the show later, if you're thinking about something, reach out to Joanna. I know I am. Reach out and let's think about securing our future. Securing our future. If you think of you first, then it would flow to everyone else. Remember, it's God, me, and then everyone else. So it's time to get off the mentality. Yeah.
And one thing I need to say is check this out, Gladiator Guru. Aditya wrote, I'm getting called a cheapo now, but I lost everything. I was really traumatized. When I had money, I never lived on a budget, so I have to live on $1,200 a month now. She stretches it. Let me tell you something, Editha. You've done very well for yourself. Gladiator Guru and I talk about, she's shared so much with me that she's so proud of you. And let me tell you, it doesn't matter. Other people's opinions of you are none of your business. Don't give rise to that energy. Who the hell gives a shit? In 1 year, you might be like the richest person around, and they're going to be looking at you going, oh, can I borrow some? Can I have some? I need this, So don't even, this is just a step along your way. So you're getting there. You're pulling yourself out. So
Adelante. You're going to do fine. She was here last night till midnight. Don't even talk to me right now. I'm tired. But yes. So let's close out.
Yes, Joanna, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much. You can stay on. Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
thank you.
We really appreciate it. So yes, everyone, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. But we will see you tomorrow night. Please come on the show, Viva Moms After Dark. And from the Badass Buddha, remember, be you, be real, and be extraordinary.
And from the Gladiator Guru, remember, breathe in the beauty, breathe out the bullshit. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone.